Hello, this is Roman with Anime Mystics, and today, or I should say tonight, I am doing a live reaction slash reading of One Piece Chapter 839. I was going to do this for 838, but I completely forgot and actually read the chapter when I was at work. So it wouldn't have been my first time reading it. So I figured I'd start with this one. It's only going to be the one chapter. I am reading this on mangastream.com. I will have the link in the comments. Not the comment. Well, I can put it in the comments as well, but I'll put it in the description. Basically, the way this is going to work is I am not going to be showing any of the pages since I'm reading it on my screen here. I'm also not going to be changing my voice for any of the characters, so it might get a little confusing if you're not reading along with me. Anyway, let's get this started. Again, this is One Piece Chapter 839, titled I Shall Never Forget the Debt That I Owe You. And the cover page is the Straw Hat Crew. They're drawing I don't even know what that's supposed to be. Somebody can let me know in the comments, but it's like a backwards 3. Maybe an E. Maybe it's supposed to be an E. But, God, I don't even know this character's name, but I know it is from a very long-running series. And from what I was reading in the author comments on this page for this volume of Shonen Jump, the author has been doing that series, or at least manga, for 40 years. And I believe he just ended this series. So, man, 40 years is a long time. Most of my jobs, I only really last like 3 at most. And then I move on. But anyway, let's move on to page 2. Well, most of these pages, this site does like fan art for the first few pages. Like on page 3, we got looks like Boa Hancock. Page 4 is a very stylized picture of the Straw Hat Crew on the Going Merry. I missed the Merry. Sanji's cooking. Usopp is falling off the ship. Zoro is hanging out in the bird's eye view. Luffy's on the head of the ship. Robin is reading a book. Chopper's fallen off. Frankie is like it looks like that's supposed to be a cannon. Nami is sitting on a bunch of maps with some money, as usual, looking at the log pose. And Brook is trying to catch up in his own ship. Okay, page 5 starts the chapter. Alright. Welcome back, Ichiji and Niji. Germa unites. One could say that Broccoli was also one of the places that suffered greatly after Doflamingo's fall from power. Right now they're showing an image of the castle. They'd lost their primary weapons manufacturer in the midst of war, and came groveling to us for help. They were so desperate, in fact, that they chose to end it rather than to letting their war drag out. I think this is a good example of an instance where trying to keep everyone alive would end up causing more casualties in the long run. This is me caring. We lend our strength to the side who writes us the biggest check. That's all there really is to it. Hey, we could have made an even greater profit if we had double-dipped and taken up both sides. That would make us no different than pirates. Sanji has nothing to say. At this very moment, we are still a nation officially registered as an affiliate of the world government. That reminds me, Father. The next reverie is coming up. Well, either way, in the not-so-distant future, I'm guessing we'll be stripped of the right to participate in reverie. I hope you all are prepared for that moment, because when it happens, we Germa will be one step closer to our ultimate goal. Got a lot of Nazi type uh, symbols here. A big, I guess that's supposed to be a big eagle in the back. 66. Well, that's 66 Germa. But, man, the imagery is definitely that of, like, Nazi Germany. It might mean something else in Japan, but I don't know. Or to me, it looks like Nazi type of symbolism. Anyway, it's rare to see Father in such high spirits. To think that you, of all people, would actually be of use to us. Never thought I'd see the day. Hold your head high, Sanji. Man, all of us were a bit stunned when you up and vanished into thin air that day. Sure, from time to time, we siblings would reminisce about you. The discussion almost exclusively revolved around all the amusing and humorous ways for you to have died while being out there on your own. Yo, Niji, finish what's left on your plate. Say what? Oh, this? I don't want it. I left it there intentionally. I just had some of the most mouth-watering chocolate before our meal. Besides, this weird potato sauce completely killed my appetite. The consistency alone makes me want to puke. So the only place it's going into will be the trash. Eat it. You're an ignorant, spoiled prince who doesn't know about the value of food. What? What did you just say to me? Do you think you can get away with talking to me in that tone? Call the head chef. Where the hell is Cosette? What she thinks passes as food made my brother ruin my good mood. My sincerest apologies. I take full blame and responsibility for serving food that did not cater to Lord Niji's liking and... Head chef Cosette. Really worried. Now then, don't you dare move a muscle, Cosette. And he throws the plate at her with the food. Just what I thought. She's all surprised that it's coming at her, and obviously Sanji stops the plate from hitting her. But the food falls on the ground. Why, you've totally lost your mind. Are you trying to leave a scar on this beautiful lady's face? The hell? That so-called lady is just a menial servant who prepares our meals. Such a gentleman. Look, now it's all over the floor. I'll have you know this dish is called aligot. It's made by carefully mixing potatoes with cheese. Potatoes strengthen our immune systems. They help maintain and regulate our blood pressures. Never mind the tons of nutritional value it contains. Lord Sanji, please allow me to take care of the cleaning. None of you have ever so much as glanced in the direction of an ingredient, so you haven't the slightest clue. The time and effort put into selecting and preparing this meat confit. But I can tell. The sweat and toil that went into preparing this dish had to begin before sunrise. Chomp. Ooh, he's eating it. Well, Sanji never wastes food. You mustn't, Lord Sanji. Royal should never eat food from off the floor. This is the most repulsive thing ever. I think I'm going to throw up. The seasoning you chose for this perfection. Blushing and crying. Probably because he praised her. Well, obviously because he praised her. You've gotten way too comfortable rubbing elbows with the low-life commoners. If you insist on calling yourself my brother, I won't stand for such demeaning and despicable acts. Stand down, Niji. Now is not the time or place. Not before his wedding. Oh. Man, looks like his kicks have a lot of power to him. Just the force from his kick knocked the girl down. You bring shame to our family. Being affiliated with this brings shame to me. Spoiled brats that don't appreciate a warm meal. Men who dare raise their hands against a woman. Royals who treat the lives of their subordinates as nothing more than expendable pawns. Everything you do, everything you stand for, goes completely against every fiber in my body. The sister's just looking on. She doesn't seem to be upset. about anything. I think she's kind of happy that he's back. Your opinions are nothing more than the prattle and musings of the plebeians. Okay, so I'm just going to stop right there for a second and say one thing I don't like about Manga Stream is it seems like they add their own take on what they're actually saying. That right there being a good example. But, in my opinion, they do have one of the best translations. If it wasn't for the fact that they did this, then they'd probably be at the top. But I've read other translations from like Manga Panda, and I don't like their translations much at all. They mess up like just general wording. Anyway, back to the story. I've never understood how that brain of yours works ever since we were brats. Understand this. Royals are meant to act like royals. The only person acting disgraceful here is you. Niji's logic is flawless. You need to rein in that twisted thinking of yours, Sanji. Perhaps it is this man who had such a negative impact on your upbringing. Ooh, he's got a photo of, Red Leg. Man, I can't remember his name. Sanji's surprised that he has a photo. I don't know why he's surprised they have a photo. You'd think they would know. Big Mom's connections run very far and very deep. I was told that you had been keeping residence at this man's establishment until roughly 2 years ago. We've already pinpointed his current location, as well as the name of his sea restaurant, the Barate. What's wrong? You're looking a bit pale. The pirate Sanji himself seems to be opposed to the marriage arrangements as well. If worse comes to worse, then feel free to use these wristlets. It may be a bit heavy-handed, but exploiting this weakness of his is sure to yield favorable results. In the event that you insist on challenging and defying my orders, I have it on good authority that this man will meet an unexpected and untimely death. This will be your first and only warning on the matter. Threatening the man who raised him? That's not going to end well. Later on, probably not now. Get it through that thick skull of yours. Do not rock the boat. Do not cause any waves. I know you're fully aware what each and every one of us here are capable of. This process will go off without a hitch, and you will accept it. You will say goodbye to your old friends and your old life. As long as you're obedient and follow through with this marriage, everything and everyone will come out of this unscathed. But I was trying to kill you. Where do you get off being so forgiving and treating me so nicely? This is beyond awesome, you... This is beyond awesome, you Gramps. So this is what a sea restaurant looks like. Things will only get tougher and harder starting today. You've got nothing to worry about. You've got me by your side. Oh, you depraved little eggplant. Oh, dropped his plate looking at a lady. Even as a kid. I cook faster in my sleep, little eggplant. Keep telling yourself that, you old geezer. Why, you little eggplant, must you always get distracted by every passing pair of breasts? Oh, and he kicks him in the face. Always calling him an eggplant. You snot-nosed little eggplant. Oi, Sanji. Try not to catch a cold. Owner Zeph. Till my dying day, I shall never forget everything you've done for this little eggplant. Sorry if I don't put a lot of emphasis on this. Let us make tomorrow a great memorable day. We will be having lunch with Big Mom and Pudding later today. Make yourself presentable when the time comes. Someone, I need immediate help. Please call a doctor. Hey, don't pass out on me now. That little piss stain. It had to be him. Only he'd be this vindictive. The hell did this girl ever do to you? What kind of man beats a woman to the point that she's rendered unconscious? God. Brothers are... Man. I hope he, kicks their butts later on. I can't even call him scum. He's the crap that's buried beneath it. You brought all this on yourself, Sanji. Yonji. That's what happens when you stick up for the peasants. Aren't you just itching to see Niji? All signs point to him being the culprit. Come with me. I'll lead the way. Fine by me. You remember this place, don't you? After all, we tried our damnedest to get in here back when we were kids. 54 of type MB. 30 of type MST. We need 21 more extras for type MH. Are they making people? What in the world is this? It looks like they're cloning people, or maybe they're pumping these people full of, like, I don't know, some kind of strength hormone or something? I'm not quite sure, but man. A lot of questions there. Maybe they're trying to make super soldiers. It makes sense since they are basically like a mercenary country. Going off with the highest bidder. Anyway, I thought it was a pretty good chapter. Not a whole lot really happened. You basically just met Yonji and Niji, the two brothers that appeared at the end of the last chapter. Not a big fan. Definitely, they're... God, I really hope he kicks their butt later on. Either that or one of the other Straw Hats. Maybe Chopper get in on that. Help him out. Because as of right now, I don't know how powerful they are. I think it was Niji did that kick that pretty much knocked over the chef just from the force. But then again, Sanji was able to fight with his dad for a bit. I mean, it didn't even look like Sanji really got hurt all that much during the battle. I mean, he had a little, like, cuts or something on his face, but it didn't look like he was really, like, incredibly hurt. And the only reason I think he really lost was because his dad kept calling his soldiers to get in front of him, and Sanji didn't want to hurt them while he was fighting his dad. But I don't know. These two don't seem to be... Not quite sure what to think of them. Gonna be good villains, that's for sure, but... Ugh, God. I don't think I've ever really seen a One Piece villain where I automatically wanted them to get their butt kicked. Well, okay, maybe Lucci, but that was after he revealed himself to be a bad guy. Well, Buggy. I didn't like Buggy to begin with. He's funny and all, but when I first saw him, I was like, oh God, a clown. Not a big fan of clowns. So yeah, I mean, if you like this little reaction, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Let me know if there's anything that I could do better or improve on. Let me see. The swearing might get censored out. Well, it's going to get censored out. I don't really want to have like swearing in the videos. Just, in case younger people watch or something. I don't want to say all that. Anyway, yeah, let me know in the comments if you like the reaction. If there's anything else you would like me to react to, put it in the comments as well. Still no word on when Belle's going to be back. She's still trying to, get better. Hopefully it's soon, but, we'll see. Until then, I'll keep doing these manga reactions, and I'm still trying to figure out what my first top 10 is going to be. So yeah, till next time, bye.